Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to my next episode on the Realm of Vasten. I am Mar, and I am standing here in the yurt over in Celea, doing a little bit of smelting up right here. I kind of ran out of green glass, so, well, I had to make more. And the best place I could think of, off the top of my head anyway, where I could get cactus and then smelt it up into green dye was here in Celea, because we have this little itty bitty cactus farm, and it was mostly full in here, so I went ahead and grabbed a whole bunch of it, shoved it in here, and I'm slowly making up some green dye. This might actually be enough to do the rest of what we have here. Let's take a look. And yes, that's the last of it. And I had one green dye left to spare, so actually I think what I will do is take the rest of this out. I wasn't sure how much I was going to need, so I just threw like almost everything in. So we'll just go ahead and take this out and put this back in case other people want to use it. I don't know what else they would use it for other than smelting, but we'll grab a little bit extra right here just in case. And now we can head back over to the library. I also discovered whoever was here last using the smelter had nether brick smelting up. There's actually quite a bit right here. I went and basically just mined mine straight out of the nether, so I've gotten about half of this, and I actually used it, not all of it of course, but I used a fair bit of it already building up the 3 other support structures around the library. So that's all done, or at least, you know, for now. I will of course have to continue adding to it the further the tower, like the higher the tower goes. But for now it's fine. And I also updated the lantern designs based on feedback that I received in the last episode. So that's all good. I think we're pretty much ready to go and start working on the next section. Which for me, I'm planning on making that the next section being like start bringing the sides of the library inward a little bit, because the idea is that it won't go like completely. Whoop! Hello, Elytra. Can we get a light? A light lift off? There we go. The idea isn't that it will be a solid what's the word I'm looking for? Cylinder. Going straight up to build height. The further up it goes, the narrower it's supposed to be. So we need to start bringing the shape inward quite a bit, because it's a large building, and because what was it, 100 across? I think it's 100 blocks across, and a fair bit is outside. So I would say this interior bit is maybe like 60 blocks across. It definitely takes up the vast majority of the base here. So I think I want to bring the walls up and then start bringing them inward. And I've actually already taken it up another 4 blocks. The baseline used to be pretty much right about here. I did run out of glass. I have to fill those holes right there. You know, I might as well do it right now. And then, well, assuming I can get a lift off. Yep, come on, keep going. Nope, a little more. Alright, now we're way too high. Way too high. Let's see if we can't nail a nice. Okay, well, we definitely missed. Alright, well, I'm going to fill those holes up there. For now, I'm just going to leave this where it is pretty much until I know what I'm doing further up. I'm just going to leave it alone as is. It's not, you know, it's not in the way. It's not a big deal. So let me fill these holes and get some supplies that we're going to need and then get on top of the walls, and I will be right back. Alrighty, here we are on the top of the walls. I've filled in the little gaps with the missing glass, and now we need to start thinking about how exactly we want to move the wall inward. And as I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before, I am doing the design of the library completely on the fly. I have only the vaguest image in my mind's eye. I don't have an actual build pre-assembled that I am basing this off of. So a lot of it is going to be trial and error. I think what I want is to try and give it a pretty rounded shape. And I think the best way to achieve this is using stairs. Now, I do want to try and keep the positioning of the glass in mind. Let's see, normally I would put a glass here. I wonder if I could get away with that even now. So if I broke this and this and that and that, how low? Well, probably right there is actually good. And then switch to the glass panes. And if I could get around here and do the same thing on this side, right? 2, 3, 4 here. Something like that. Might look good. And now how do I get back up? Let me up! Don't kill me. Okay, there we go. Just needed a little bit of a burst. Alright, so then the glass will be capped off like this. How do I want to do the corners? Because I have to remember this. I mean, we have to keep in mind this has to look good from the inside too. Though arguably the inside will probably be easier to mask, like putting up bookshelves or something like that, than the outside. So I definitely want to build this with an outside focus, I guess. Now, if I turn... Let's see, if I turn the stairs... I'm either going to need... See, if I do this, it's going to look silly. See, we're going to have this gap. I have to figure out a way to fix that. Now, we have an option. We could do like this and then sort of like this, which works from the outside, but then you have this overhang on the inside, which is, you know, we can definitely work with that. Or we can do it the other way, where the overhang is on the outside, but then again, we have to figure out something to do here. And I'm trying to decide whether I like the overhang more on the inside or the outside. I'm almost feeling the outside, maybe? Maybe? I'm not sure. Let's go with the outside for now and just run it around a little bit. We won't take it all the way around. Okay. That, and then this, and then this, and then that, maybe, I think. It's definitely not the easiest thing to figure out on the fly. That's for sure. And then what I'm thinking we can do for the portions that overhang is maybe... Oops, that's not right. This needs to turn inward, like that. Is to maybe put like just a small section of stone walls. So these here. Let's see how this looks right now. Let's fly down here. You know, I'm not sure I like that after all. Maybe it would look better if it did curve on the inside. Because I was thinking it might match like how the glass panes are indented slightly. I was thinking it might help match that a little bit. But even if I did this, if I put the stone walls right here next to the glass, that'd look really weird, I think, connecting to the glass right there. I think I have changed my mind, and I'm going to have it curve on the inside. So let me get up there. I'm going to put the rim in, going all the way around, and then I'll be right back. So I forgot to mention towards the beginning of the recording, the introduction that we had today in today's cinematic. I chose not to do a voiceover because I felt that was that what I needed? Oh no, this was plain stone. I felt that I needed something a little different this time around. I figured to myself, you know, it's the 10th episode of the season. Is that gonna be enough? I hope so. It's the 10th episode of the season, and we have recently started the end project. Now, for those who also watch my... Oh, that's way too low. For those of you who watch my Wells series, you know that last season I did an end project, and this season I'm planning on doing another end project. So as far as end projects go, I'm probably kind of at my limit. One major, and I mean major, end project per season, or per year, I should say, is pretty much all I'm really up to. So I don't know that we're necessarily going to be working at the end here on Vasten at all. However, that doesn't mean I don't want you guys to see how progress is going. So I decided to dedicate this episode, since it's the 10th episode, both to seeing what they've got going over there so far, as well as kind of getting an aerial overview of Yonder's Rest, our halfling civilization as well, because that area I have been working on, and it's both areas really are really incredible. I was really impressed when I went over to the end. I'd seen a couple pictures, but you know, pictures never really do justice to a build, you know. Something about being there in person just kind of puts it into the, like, puts it into perspective, I guess. Makes you feel very small, I find. So I hope you enjoyed seeing the cinematic as it is, without a voiceover, because I didn't really want to start a new dialogue for the end, since I wasn't going to be building there, and I also didn't really think that having only dialogue for half of the video made a whole lot of sense, especially since most of the dialogue for the halflings has been in relation to the two halfling twins, the halfling twins, Alap and Dela, and their, you know, adventures and whatnot. So I hope you enjoyed that intro, even though it didn't have any story attached to it. Another thing I wanted to talk about, it isn't evident in this episode, and honestly, I don't know how evident it will be anytime soon. I did buy a new mic, a mic stand, you know, to attach to my to my desk, and what is it? What is the thing I'm still waiting on? Oh yeah, new headset. I was like, there's something else I bought. What was that? But I don't know how soon I'm going to use it. Maybe if at all. I'm not quite sure. The mic is... it's probably a really good mic, but I must be doing something wrong, I guess. I'll just blame user error and say I don't know what I'm doing. It's picking up literally everything in my room. Every last minute sound that you could possibly imagine, my mic is picking it up, and it's driving me crazy. So maybe I just have settings wrong, you know, in Microsoft. I know Discord can, you know, can customize sounds. I know I can get out Audacity and use that as well, but I mean, I wasn't really wanting to have to do that every time I wanted to hop in Discord or something like that. Or did I say Discord before? I meant OBS for the recording portion of it. So I'm not really sure how that's gonna go. I'm sure it's a good mic, so I want to keep it and try and figure out how to use it, but at the same time, I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm hoping one of my pals can help me out with that, and see if we can't get it into usable condition for me. I don't really know what I'm doing with it. So that's another thing that's coming up. Now the headset, I did buy a new headset, and it actually has a mic with it, so that's two mics, I guess. My current headset I really like, and it's lasted me a couple years now, but it's got some issues that that maybe it sounds, based on the things I've read online, it may be like a manufacturer defect that eventually it ends up doing this, and it's just a known issue and blah 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 blah. But it reverberates what I hear through my mic, even though that shouldn't be happening in my opinion. Anytime this sound is too loud, so that's why I've had to turn down my in-game sounds as much as I can. That's why I have to do my best to cover up the audio nastiness with music in the videos and whatnot. Sometimes it's completely unavoidable and we just have to deal with it. I don't like that. So I don't know if this new headset will have that problem as well or not. So I guess I have two mics to play around with. One with the headset and one, with a standalone mic. So if there's some audio weirdness in the near future, that'll just be me testing out the new mics, trying to get it worked out. If I get too frustrated, I'm sure I'll just default back to this one and just deal with it as I go along. But I wanted to let you know about all of that stuff, just as a heads up, and letting you know where I'm at with things. So let's keep on working with this. I'm going to essentially I want to bring the slope up relatively gently. I don't want there to be a huge line, I guess. We're not making a roof here after all. We're just making like almost a dome. It's gonna kind of do a slight dome, but only part way up, because then we're gonna build the next section of the tower, and it's gonna go up, at the complete vertical angle there. So let's finish off this section here, and then I'll probably bring this in another couple times, maybe to a total of 5 blocks in or something. I'm not quite sure. So let me play around with this, and I'll be back in a little while. Welcome back, everybody. I've made quite a bit of progress, I think. I have put in the ring going around the entirety of the library, the main structure here, the slope or whatever. I decided to add a row of glass as well, kind of like a miniature skylight going around the circle. I think that'll help it look a little bit cooler, especially from the inside looking up. You'll be able to see the skylight coming on through. This center spire I built all the way up to build height. That's how far we've got left to go. Once we reach that point, we're done. I mean, as far as the height is concerned anyway. Obviously, we still have a lot of work, interiors and all that sort of stuff to do, as well as, of course, the other 4 towers. And as you can see, the most obnoxious of all, look at all the scaffolding I put up. It's a lot of scaffolding, but I figured it might help us as we continue to go further up. And a trick that I decided to use to save on how much scaffolding we actually end up using is that you can put scaffolding out 6 blocks. On the 7th block, they'll start to fall. But if you let them fall and build it up and then replace that block there with an actual block, you can then break the ones below it, and this block will be considered enough to support another set of 6 further than that. So currently I've got it going out all the way out to here. You can almost reach pretty much everything from this point. I didn't want to take it too much further because I don't actually know what level I want the next walking platform to be, because I want there to be like a balcony of sorts running around the perimeter on the inside of the library. But I don't know like how close I want it to be. I don't want it to be so close you're bumping your head, but I also don't want it to be too low. I definitely don't want it to obstruct the door here, so I may put it maybe like at that level there or something. Not quite sure yet. But yeah, we've got a long ways to go. We are currently at 129 where we're standing right now, so I don't know, what's that? Probably another 4 blocks on top, so maybe 133 or thereabouts. Now I've left these gaps in those 4 spots there. I don't plan on putting glass there, but I don't know quite what I'm going to do there, because if you remember, that's where the nether brick band is going to go. So for now, I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to go ahead and I'll show you the trick right here, because I want to bring this up a little higher. I've actually got to get rid of that. That was from a previous attempt. I want to be able to get up to the next circle, basically. there we go. There we are. So we break these two. Normal block, scaffolding. Can come down to the bottom and break the rest of the scaffolding. That's so much fun to watch. And then you can pick it up, and then you can run all the way back up there. I don't like there being a lot of scaffolding towers. I'm perfectly fine with one central one. I think that this is a 100 by, like 100 wide circle is pretty good for one scaffolding tower. I don't need a whole bunch of scaffolding towers, basically. So now we can build, oops, nope, that's the one I wanted. I actually wanted to come down and build this further up. So we're just going to go up a ways. That seems fair. Sure, why not? And then we're going to come up here, and this will be high enough that we can get out on the outside. Now out here currently I just have torches, hoping to keep it lit up. The snow won't be able to fall on the stairs. What I really don't want, well, there's two things I really don't want. I don't want creepers and things like that spawning up here. That'd be kind of an eyesore. And I also don't want snow to be covering up the glass. So those are two things I'm going to have to keep in mind as I build further up. I'm going to have to come up with some sort of lighting design that looks good, but serves both to prevent spawns in places where they can spawn, as well as preventing the snow from accumulating. Now, mobs can't spawn on the glass, but they could spawn on this level here, as well as these slabs there, because those are the top halves of the slabs. These ones are spawn-proof because it's the lower half of the slab. So those are just things I'm going to have to work on, or come up with a design, or something like that going along. Hopefully I can find something that looks, halfway decent. I don't know. Now this is the marking for the next set of, or for the next portion of the tower going further up. Now, I don't know the exact dimensions. I would say probably about 20 blocks or so for this section. I'm thinking I'll at least want to go that high. So we're at, 134. We can go up to, what is it, 256? Is that the height of a Minecraft world? I think so. That's like another 120 blocks, 130 blocks, something like that. So if we did 20 blocks for that segment, I think we could easily get away with like 30, maybe 40 here, and then have it go in again, similar to right here, and then have one final tower going the rest of the way to build height. I don't know if it'll have like an actual roof, like a cone roof or a dome roof or something, or if I'll do a flat roof. So like that's an example of a flat roof. Those are more of like a wizard's hat type of a roof. So there's plenty of different options that I can go with. I don't quite know what it's going to be yet. But I did want to show you this and get an idea basically of where we're headed next with this project. I want probably all of the entire interior of this library to be kind of spacious. I'm not planning on really blocking off sections. There's a part of me that wants to be able to stand there and look all the way to build height and just be able to see like the sheer size of the building just like staring down at me. I don't know if I'll be able to pull it off. I don't know if I'll end up changing my mind. Maybe, I'm not sure, because I did say I wanted some walkways around the circle, or around the circumference. I might want more of those. It's a lot of options, and this early in the project we've got plenty of time to figure those things out. But yeah, I think this is pretty good. Let me double check on where we are at in this episode, because I've been working on this for several hours, and now it's turning to night and starting to snow. Great. So let me take a look at the time, and I'll be right back. Yep, it looks like we're pretty much out of time. I think we're right around the 25-ish mark. It's kind of hard to guess for sure, considering I haven't actually edited together what usually ends up to be about 2-minute intro. And creepy in-game Minecraft sound. What weird timing. But I think I'll go ahead and leave it here, and we can pick it up in the next episode, or maybe we'll go back and keep working on the halfling home in the next episode. I'm not sure yet. But let me know what you're thinking. if you have any ideas, of course, I'm totally open to suggestions. As I've said, I'm pretty sure many times I only have a vague idea, so that there's a lot of room for improvement, a lot of room for like changes and whatnot, especially while we're still pretty early in the building stages, or building phases, perhaps I should say. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you keep on coming back for more as always. And until next time, I hope you have a fantastic time, and I will see you later. Bye!